Welcome back. You are watching Global Lens with me, Parikshit Luthra. Our focus now on India-UAE economic relations. The ties have gained fresh momentum following the signing of the trade agreement between the two countries. Now, at the Investopia Global Investment Summit, which was held in Andhra Pradesh this week, UAE is looking at many more sectors for investments in India. This Investopia Summit, which has been put together by the government of Maldives, brings together investors, startups, innovators from all countries. Top leaders and investors from both nations brainstormed on how we can bring the two nations together. The Andhra Chief Minister, N. Chandrababu Naidu, was there, and he also met UAE's Minister for Economy and Tourism, Abdulla bin Touq Al Marri. I spoke to the minister and I started by asking him about how far we have come in our relations and the priorities of Investopia in 2025 and what the UAE is seeking from this summit.
First of all, thank you so much for having me today. I've been visiting Andhra Pradesh and Telangana this last 2 days. I've been here working with the people, with the investments community. Investopia is a platform that was launched from the UAE 4 years ago, looking at investment in utopia. How do you invest in new, extraordinary kind of investment perspective? Now, with the visit of the Honorable Prime Minister Modi and our President, His Honor Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and their collaborative effort and work together, today we see this is a right time to really bring these bridges of investments together. There's a commitment of more than $100 billion, north of $100 billion of commitment to invest in India, and I think this is something where today the platform as this is as important to really bring this together. We are be focusing here in Telangana this morning, speaking with the investments community here in 4 different aspects. One on the space and defense, one on tourism. We're looking at the aspects of food and food processing, and the last one is financial services, which overcomes as well the fintech. Now, with that said, I think we have as well committed to create a task force to really cross-bridge clusters economies between all these 4 sectors. How do we look at that? And in Andhra Pradesh as well, we looked at the aspects of food processing, technology, as well as space. And I think this is an important aspect when it comes to really bridging different states as well and moving forward. Now, where does this come as well from? This goes back to 2022 with the signing of the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement back in February at that time. And I think today, going down to the level of states to really explain what CEPA is all about and how can business to business today form the formalities of it. I think the level of high level government to government job is to really open the markets, but today is B2B job as well to create that kind of investments, that kind of trade orders. And I think this is something which the Investopia is keen to really deliver in these 2 visits.
Right. What is the kind of commitment that the UAE will make in India this year in terms of investments?
I think there is many commitments coming up. There has been launches of many as well. I've been today with Tabreed, for instance. Tabreed is a company that's launched in the UAE. It's a public stock exchange company, and they are committed to actually invest more than $400 million into the new pharma city here in Hyderabad. For instance, that's one. There's others as well in renewable energy, into hydrogen that we've seen. There are commitments into food and food processing from businesses, for instance, that we've seen. They're looking at huge aspects. The UAE has a food security challenge, which we are targeting. We have a strategy for food security, and the bridge between food and food processing to really look at how the UAE and India can work on that kind of investment, not just to the UAE, but to the globe, is an opportunity of we're going to see more renewable energy. We're going to see more of commitments between Mubadala and others as well here, and Masdar as well, to see more of Masdar's investments here in India. That's important as well aspect when it comes to renewable energy as well, and really providing that aspect. Now, the last one, I think, which is a very important one, is on data centers. Data center is a key aspect investment platform for India and for the UAE. We're going to see more of that as well, commitment coming in the next couple of years as well. Data centers is something which is vital, powered by AI, of course, but as well renewable energy is important to really give that data centers the energy it needs.
Right. Minister, when we speak about India-UAE bilateral trade, that has risen to 100 billion US dollars in FY25 from 72.8 billion in FY22 since the signing of the India-UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. What is the kind of growth in trade that you're expecting now for the future?
Well, to be honest, I didn't expect to reach $100 billion so soon. But what amazed me as well how the two countries are actually really working in partnership with this. We expected the $100 billion to be in the next couple of years, but to really hit it today in 2025, this really shows as well the commitment of the B2B, the commitment of the business community, the understanding of the culture, the understanding of the environment, the understanding of the kind of aspects between both nations and both people, businesses as well, really made sure that this target is hit very clearly. We need to look at the new target at the moment. $100 billion has been reached, and I think it's important to look at how can we go beyond that as well. What's the new target to be set? And I think this is an important aspect to reach. We are the third largest in the trade partner with India, and I think this is something which is very important as well when it comes.
Right. What are the sectors in India that UAE investors and you, as the Minister of Economy, would be most keen to explore in India for future investments?
Well, we're looking at food and food processing. It's an important one. We launched the food and food processing cluster just a couple of months ago in the UAE. I think it's a bridging between that, creating a super cluster between UAE and India and food processing. That's one. Data centers, as I mentioned, is an important one in AI. That's a very, very important one between us. And I think the third one, which is a very important, is defense and space cluster, an important cluster to look at as well for investment. Fourth, we're looking at tourism. Tourism is a key aspect for any economy. Today, tourism in the UAE holds about 12% of GDP. It employs more than 800,000 jobs in the UAE. Comparably, globally, tourism actually is way beyond 10%. And it's the highest demanding job creation as well in any economy around the world. And I think it's important to bridge that between the UAE and India. How can we really look at more specific tourism aspects, such as medical tourism, such as sport tourism, and many more. We've seen the cricket playing in the UAE. We've seen visits happening. We've seen culture tourism as well, which is important. I think it's important to really connect all these kind of vertical of tourisms and take it to the next level. When the last one, which is important, is circularity. How do you create a circular economy is important for both nations. I think that's an investment where we look at opportunity for investment in these two, in this as well sector will be a vital investment for both as well nations.
What's the kind of growth in tourism that you're looking at in 25, 26?
What we're looking at in the UAE itself, we are above 12% of GDP. We want to reach about 17% of GDP by 2030. Now, with the growth of that happening, we've seen in the UAE itself, we were launching last year for itself, we had 12 new hotels launched. We want to see more as well this year. And I think what the growth between us, I think, is important. We hosted more than 4.2 million Indian tourists in the UAE, grown from 3.7 million last year. And I think that growth as well showcases that the UAE in India tourism culture is really embedded in it. I think the most important as well, air connectivity. For tourism to really take place, the air connectivity is a vital aspect to really connect between the UAE and India, to really reach new destinations in India, to really showcase the beauty of these places, and to really create investments into these areas. Tourists want very reliable air connectivity, quick clearances that will allow this to happen.
Right. My final question, any discussion on increasing more flights between India and UAE?
Well, at the moment, the India and UAE flights has reached the maximum level. I think that's an important aspect as well to look at maybe different cities, destinations where we can really increase airlines to it from both sides. I think it's important. There are new airports in India that has been constructed in the last many years. There are new international airports. I think they deserve as well connectivity from the UAE. That's something which is an important and vital aspect. It will really push tourism. It will really push economy. It will create jobs in these various areas, and one airplane comes in, create a lot of jobs, and reflect as well into the airline industry and aviation industry, the maintenance industry, the products. There's so many things that comes when an airline really focuses on a destination, and I think that's something which is an important aspect to really look at for tourism in particular. I always say if you want to really get investments, you want an idea to move around or technology, you need to move a human first, and I think it's an important aspect. If you move people first, you get an idea, technology, or the investment as well with that human movement. So air connectivity is a vital aspect for both nations. The UAE understands it. We have the highest air connectivity to the world, and I think it's important when you look at it as well how this really boosts economic growth in any nation.
All right, that was Minister of UAE for Economy and Tourism, Abdulla Touq Marri, here on CNBC-TV18 Global Lens. Thank you for